Like, you want me to do that? But you don't really know the whole situation, Jesus, all right? Let's just change this up just a little bit. In Luke 6, the chapter before, Jesus literally says to love your enemy. And in Luke 7, a chapter later, he's doing it. This is a sign that he's a great rabbi, a great teacher. He teaches it, and then he shows it. He speaks it, and then he shows it. Sometimes, church, I think we fail to see our enemy this way because we haven't fully submitted to Jesus' authority. We haven't given Jesus the power of his words. We've stripped him of his power and authority. Because when he says it, do we always do it? No. Myself, probably you included. Jesus has power and authority, and we need to give it back to him. Rome, the enemy, right there, Jesus is loving his enemy. Let me ask you a couple questions. Does Jesus see us the way we see others, our enemies, or those we disagree with? No, thank God. Does Jesus talk about us the way we talk about others, our enemies, those we disagree with? No, thank God. Does Jesus treat us the way we treat others, our enemies, those we disagree with? No, thank God. Thank God Jesus doesn't treat us the way we treat people we don't like, or that we disagree with, or our enemies. Amen? Because if he did, it would be a whole bloody mess. We do not let Jesus have his power when we don't do as he says to do. When he commands us, they're not suggestions, church. And I think when we are rebellious and we hear his commands and we don't do them, yes, it's a human thing, it's a sin thing. But sin is more than just a human thing. Sin is a choice. We choose to not love the others, our enemies, the way Jesus loves them. And the correction we need, church, this is me too, is conviction. Conviction. Let me tell you, church, when conviction stops, and you don't feel convicted of your sin anymore, it's probably because you haven't been following Jesus. No Christian is perfect. We're all a jar of clay being molded and shaped. And we each need to feel the conviction of our sin. And if we don't, we're in a huge, huge mess. Conviction is the Holy Spirit imploring us to change. If we truly start to love others the way Jesus loves everyone, our bias, our prejudice, our bigotry, our sin becomes very evident for us, and you see it and you're like, oh, that's not of Jesus. Let me get rid of it. It's that easy. It's gotta be. The love of Jesus should be clear, noticeable, palpable in our world. And he calls the church to do it. But so often we contribute to the chaos, don't we? Instead of the cause of Christ. It should be easy for the world to see Jesus through us, amen? It should be very easy. I hate going to the dentist. Awkward transition there, I know. I hate going to the dentist, always have. But I love the magazines in the waiting area. My favorite was Where's Waldo? Y'all like Where's Waldo? Yeah. I would spend as much time as I could trying to find Waldo on every single picture. Now we're going to do that today. On Facebook Live, we're going to post it in the comment section so you can find each one of these pictures there. But we're going to put it on the screen. Where's Waldo? All right? I love these, okay? So, anyone see Waldo? No? It's filled with chaos, right? Absolute chaos. There are so many things going on, so many side stories. So many people doing this or doing that. Very difficult to find Waldo. What if I changed the picture to black and white, though? Would that make it easier or more difficult? Let's change it to black and white. Easier or more difficult? You take the color out of it, it's hard to see Waldo. Waldo is that big, goofy, lanky, white dude dressed in red and white. But now you have no colors. You can't see Waldo. It's not always black and white. It's not always cut and dry to find Waldo when you take the color out of it. Now let me just highlight where Waldo is. Let me highlight and give him a little bit of color. Do you see him now? I know it's a little farther away. Let's get a little close up. Oh, there he is, that goofball. Now can we go back to the previous picture? That now you see him, he's in that top right section. You see him?
Number 1.
Like if you see that big white square, and then just to the left there's a little bit of red right there. You see that? Waldo is right there. Now I've shown you where Waldo is. I've shown you where Waldo is. Now let's bring back the picture where it's all in color. Do you know where Waldo is? Yes? You've been shown where Waldo is. It's no longer difficult finding Waldo because you've been shown where Waldo is. It's not complicated finding him. Church, it should not be complicated for the world to find Jesus when we exist. We cannot be part of the chaos. We can't be part of the chaos blending into the world. We've got to stand out because we have Jesus living in our hearts and in our actions and our words. It should be very clear for the world to see Jesus. But often we add to the chaos, not the cause of Christ. And when Jesus says to love our enemy, do justice, love kindness, walk humbly, and we're not doing it, no wonder they can't see Jesus. But guess what, church? If we're not going to do it, God will find people that will. This Roman centurion. His faith is that he understands if Jesus says it, it happens. Jesus actually marvels at his faith. There's only 2 times in all of Jesus' story where he commends someone on having great faith. Both Gentiles, one this Roman centurion, and another a Canaanite woman. That's the only 2 times he marvels at someone's great faith. It's because of this, Jesus turns to the crowd following him, which if it's Christ followers, that means it's you and us, okay? This is where it stings and gut punch. He says, I tell you, not even in Israel have I found such faith. Not even in First Baptist Church have I found such faith. Ouch. Ouch. Our enemies can teach us a thing about hearing the word of Jesus and just knowing it happens. When Jesus says go, we struggle with the where and the how, don't we? For so long that we forgot when he said to go and where he said to go, because we struggle with all those other questions. When he says repent, we're like, for what? He says follow me. He says, where are you going? Because there's certain parts of the town I don't go to. He says be reconciled. But we're like, do you know what they did? You know what they did to me? Church, he says for us to become perfectly one, and yet we still participate in the most segregated time in our world. Sunday morning worship. He says, seek first God's kingdom. But we're allegiant to so many other things. He says, love your neighbor. And we ask, but who really is my neighbor? Who do I have to love and who can I, not? Because we all want those people that we don't have to love to just go. He says, love your enemies. And we're like, but do you know how bad they are? You know how terrible they are? They're beyond redemption. What we're doing is stripping Jesus of his power, of his authority. And maybe that's why the world can't see Jesus clearly, because of us. Because we blend in with the chaos of the world. I've heard it said the greatest threat to Christianity is Christians. Me. Saying that I believe in Jesus and not acting like it, not living like it. Those who call Jesus Lord but don't do what he says to do. It's us not submitting to his authority, not loving our neighbor, not loving our enemy. Jesus has got to be tired, right? He's got to be exhausted. If you've ever read through the Bible, it's one chapter after another where the Israelites, oh, we love God, oh, we love Baal. We love God, oh, we love this God. Oh, we love our God, we love this country and this king. They are back and forth with who they're allegiant to and who they worship. It is exhausting reading it. But imagine being the God that calls those people. Imagine the patience that God has. Commanding the church to live a certain way, to love all, to be pacemakers, and we just keep not doing it. We're a bunch of Jonahs with not enough fish to swallow us up and turn us around. And he says to go to Nineveh, and Jonah's like, no, don't like them, not going to do it. Church, we need fish of conviction to turn our butts around. And it starts with me. Starts with me. I love this. When the centurion says, I tell my soldiers to go and they go, Jesus is like, oh, must be nice. Must be nice, centurion. I tell my guys and girls to go all the time. They're like, what? We don't have the money for it. We got to form like 13 committees just to figure out if we should. He's like, man, I wish I had that authority, but they've taken it away. Look, Roman centurion, you need to know, herding Christians is tough work. It's like herding cats. Actually, it's more difficult than that. It's like herding youth. Now, if Jesus was anything, he was a youth pastor, because most of his disciples were teenagers. And he knows a thing or two about herding youth, and so do I. Have you ever been on top of in a ski trip on top of a mountain with no cell phone service? No? I have. A few years back, we went on a ski trip, and we had 2 or 3 buses full, and it was a great time. I gave them 3 rules, because more than that, youth are just going to over their head. First rule, don't be by yourself. Bad idea. Second rule, if this is like your first or second time, no black diamonds. Those are the very difficult slopes. And the last one is be here, ready to go, turning your skis and boots in at 4 p.m. because we're going to Outback and we need to get back to the hotel, shower up. But we're leaving at 4, so you need to be ready to leave in the cafeteria lounge area at 4. So the day was going great. We were from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We were skiing and snowboarding, and everything was going well. And if you know about finding youth on top of a mountain during a ski trip, it's like looking for a needle in a stack of needles. Okay, and then the Home Alone problem happened where I got the count wrong. It's like counting all these heads and I got the wrong number. So we get on the bus. We're starting to pull out, and we were like an inch away from pulling out of the parking lot to get on the interstate. And Riley Music stands up and said, where's Jack? Jack is his younger brother, and this is the time where you need to be your brother's keeper when your youth pastor leaves you. He said, where's Jack? I was like, are you serious? Asked the other bus, not there. So I get almost every single chaperone on the mountain. We get ski patrol to try to find this kid. We're shouting his name. His name's yelled on the intercom. 4 becomes 4:15, becomes 4:30, becomes 4:45, then it becomes 5 o'clock. And Jack Music, with his snowboard, for his first time out, comes just walking down the road. Hey guys. It's like, Jack, I said be here at 4, ready to go. What time is it? It's like, I don't know. I must have lost track of time. It's 5 o'clock, Jack. I said be here at 4. It's 5. Who are you with, Jack? Nobody? Yeah, Jack, who did I say you had to be with? Other people? Exactly. Where you been, Jack? Oh, I've been ripping up on black diamonds. His first time snowboarding, this kid has no fear, so at first I was like, man, that's pretty awesome, and secondly, I'm really mad at you. All right? You scared me half to death. I said be here at 4, I said don't be by yourself, no black diamonds, and what does he do? The opposite. This is the church and Jesus. Jesus says, I want you to love your enemies, and we're like, no. I don't think so. I want you to love your neighbor. He's like, who's my neighbor? I want you to go. We're like, that's not a good time for me right now, Jesus. That's us, church. When Jesus commands, we take them as suggestions.